You're about to watch another exciting episode of the Dungeon Run, but did you know that you can actually be part of the adventure? Tune in live on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and you can make your voice heard and help determine the fate of our adventurers. Hope to see you there.
Happy Wednesday, friends and loved ones. Welcome to the Dungeon Run. I'm dying over here in the most incredible way. I love these people so much. It's just, look, I tell you every week, the chat before the show is where it's at. I mean,
no, we can't put that on the air. We'll get
I don't really want to get too deep into what we were into today, but I mean,
it's my fault. I did it.
No,
Yeah,
it's almost always Ron's fault.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
These are the only
Existentialism.
people that I can have these kinds of conversations with, and it'd be an equal one.
Absolutely.
Like, burdening us
there's
with this.
few people in my life that I can have that conversation with, and
Yeah.
you guys are my friends. I don't know tell you. You're my friends.
And you're never more ready to have that conversation than before you're about to start a game of Call of Cthulhu.
It's true. Well, I mean, what a time to talk about
Think about, man.
existentialism. Yeah.
Your mind is twisting and turning in strange ways you've never before considered.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like so much of Psychosis and Cthulhu is people understanding to a point where it breaks their brain and
True.
it all falls out and unravels.
And on
Yeah.
that note, welcome to Forbidden. Hey, friends. Happy Wednesday. It's so nice to see these beautiful people. It's so nice to see all of you in chat. We're so happy to be here. We love telling the story, and I'm so happy to be back here with my friends. You will notice that our darling Serena was supposed to make her return tonight, but she is sadly under the weather. She sends her love. But both her and Mayana will make their return at a later date. Dun, dun, dun. I ain't done with either of them.
So threatening.
I'm
not done with you yet.
Yeah, it is a little threatening.
That is a threat and a promise.
That's correct. Yeah, that's right.
All good threats are just promises.
Indeed. But Ron, let's get sponsory.
Sponsors we have. We're sponsored by Die Hard Dice, the place to go for gorgeous dice and accessories with free shipping on all orders, $40 or more. They are the place to go for your favorite math rocks. Right now, you can grab a hold of their Midsummer Mystery Bundle. Their mystery bundles are a very popular item where they send you a blind grab bag of different dice sets featuring metal dice, polymer dice, special yet to be released editions, and so much more. Check out the Midsummer Mystery Bundle on the website now. Don't forget to use our coupon code DungeonRun, capital D, capital R, all one word, and at checkout for a discount on us.
I will quickly say this Midsummer Mystery Bundle, I'm looking at it right now, like they send you so much stuff. It's currently, the Midsummer one is $80, but for it you get 5, 6, 7 different sets of grab bag types of dice. And 6 different sets of dice and one of their Dire D20s. It's a 55 millimeter polymer D20, so it's like a massive D20. And they just send you some of their grab bag of their best stuff. People really enjoy these, and they have a bunch of different variations on their website. Try it out, or if you have a dice goblin that you love and want to give them a gift, these make fantastic gifts. Check it out.
We are also sponsored by Eldritch Foundry. Beautiful detailed mini is now available pre-painted. So many options, customizations, and poses. You'll be amazed with the looks you can create. They're updating their creation engine all the time with new features, but if you subscribe to their newsletter, you can stay up to date on the awesome new edition. I know I do. Use Eldritch Foundry and make your characters' minis epic. And be sure to use our discount code, The Dungeon Run, TDR, capitalized, all one word, at checkout. Our show is made possible by Patreon. Go to patreon.com/thedungeonrun for all the incredible bonus content. For just $5 a month, you get access to cool behind-the-scenes content and our after show short rest, which is exclusive only to you patrons. That means for less than a cup of coffee, you get exclusive VODs of our recent dungeon cooldowns with free interactivity and a spot on our exclusive D&D campaign run by Morgan. There's so many rewards at all the different levels. Some of them cost more than a cup of coffee. Thanks to Lincoln Break who rejoined the amazing team Force of Shadow this week. Woo! We miss you. Welcome back. There's so much more fun to be had. Get over to patreon.com/thedungeonrun.
I'm seeing. Thank you. I'm seeing in chat we are having suggestions for a new pre-show called The Dungeon Ron.
Cool.
Maybe you know. I don't know if I want to open that particular door into our minds. Maybe
I don't know if that's up to you.
What are you saying? What are you trying to say about my
boundaries are better kept held?
I feel like you are judging me, friend.
Not at all. I'm doing it for your own safety.
Too dreadful already. There's so much existential dread in me already. I come here
we
for
talk
more.
with Ron pre-show, so you don't have to. No,
well, and as Morgan said last week, I think you said, I've been friends with Ron for 5+ years, and I still never know what's going to come out of his mouth. True. Here's the secret, Morgan. Neither do I.
Yeah, that's the good stuff right there. Thank you, Ron. I love you so much. So the Dungeon Ron coming soon to Patreon. We'll figure it out. As you might know, or if you're new here, we are an interactive show where you have the chance to affect our story in unique and surprising ways. Use our custom Twitch extension or the link you can find in the About section of our Twitch page, or you can just go to streamelements.com/thedungeonrun/tip. Now, there are 2 ways to help or challenge our players. You can choose to give bonus or penalty dice for any player or the keeper. It's just like advantage and disadvantage. But also you can now gift any player the power of luck. We are giving you the option of adding 10 luck points to any player's stash that they can use to turn a failure into success. And I have to say, my friends, it is the start of a new month, so that means our patrons get new interactivity to spend, and I have some good news for some of you. Let's see. Lexi, Braba has chosen to give 10 luck points to you. So you now get to add 10 to your total.
Yay!
And Rachel, you get 10 luck points from Schweigai.
Thank you, Schwei Guy. Oh my god, I need those. Thank you.
Now, I'm glad you all sound so good about this because something else happened this week that I may have warned you you guys about in our text thread. People started asking if they could give the keeper luck points.
Oh no.
And you told them no, right?
I'm going to go veto on that. Veto.
Using their
producer
powers for
veto.
evil.
Producer veto.
Can you give them to Muriel?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know if this will entirely break the game. But so I allowed Abracadabra, who is an amazing member of our community who likes to kind of occasionally put their hands on the scale every now and then. I allowed Abracadabra to gift me, the keeper, 10 luck points. So
Can they go to Mildred?
I would have gotten more. I could have gotten more. I will say that. They will. Now, I don't know when I will use them.
Brag.
I was going to say, I was like, hang on. I'm not sure how long it'll take me to use them. I'm not sure, like, there's, because sometimes there are contested roles from time to time in Call of Cthulhu, but not always. And I was like, okay, we introduced some larger names like Yog-Sothoth last week, for instance, or last episode. Does Yog-Sothoth have 10 luck points now?
He doesn't need them. What do you mean?
I'm terrified of this.
What do you mean?
This is an experiment. so
I did not approve of this. I did not opt in.
I'm just going to keep 10 little points in my little bank. You guys have like 60 or 70. I'm just going to keep my little 10 over here on the side, and we're going to see how it goes.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no. Sean ended the show.
But it's a new name. It said the Dungeon Run.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Got it.
Sean.
We've changed.
Sean.
We have to restructure the whole show.
I can't. Come on, dude. It's the best in the biz. I
hilarious.
love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Every now and then. Sean's quiet, and every now and then he just lets you know he's hanging around.
He's listening.
No, he's always listening and always making our show so incredible. We love you, buddy. The Dungeon Ron, his violent takeover of our show has finally come to pass.
Usurped the throne.
Anyway, but having said that, you guys also got some bonus die. One of you might have gotten one penalty die as well, and I'll save that for the appropriate moment. But yeah, we've got plenty of patrons cashing in their stuff and more. Just so you know, if you are a patron who gets free interactivity as part of your monthly rewards, you can message us on Patreon, or you can message me on the Discord. Patreon does tend to be the best way to let us know. Angel Devilson is also in chat. You can message them, and she can get it to me as well. The Angel, I always appreciate you. You the best. Angel Devilson has taken it upon themselves to be the all-time counterspeller of me whenever we do our Patreon games. It's her favorite thing to do. And it's fine. As the one who drove Jeff insane for most of campaign 1, I take this as my punishment. Anyway, we appreciate counterspell, she says. I know what you're up to. Anyway, that's everything. Yes. Okay. All right. And with that, my friends, let's get into the show, shall we? Sean, take us headlong into the Forbidden. Last time we were together, the team's investigation of the mansion of a famous magician opened several terrifying doors into the past, some more personal than they could have ever expected. While investigating the strange murders of 3 thieves at the home of Memphis the Great, a world-renowned illusionist, our party of Lorelei, Eden, Charlotte, Diarmuid, and a new friend, Melody Fisher, encountered several frightening occult objects and phenomena, leading one to the conclusion that perhaps this supposed sorcerer was using more than smoke and mirrors in his magic act. Inside the house, they found a collection of 7 glass spheres, each about the size of an orange, filled with a strange ethereal mist-like substance. Through some experimentation, they were able to discover that whatever was inside these spheres seemed to react when they came into contact with anything with a connection to the etheric realm, the strange subdimension they first encountered at Thistletown Golf Club. Perhaps more importantly, the team found several books. First, a travel journal belonging to Memphis left at his bedside. It seemed he would take this book wherever he'd been the last several years, leading to the possible conclusion that wherever the strange conjurer had disappeared to now, he almost certainly didn't go of his own volition. Inside the diary, however, they found strange and unsettling descriptions of a trip he'd taken to the country of Bhutan several years prior. Seemingly on the hunt for a powerful mystic of the area, Memphis's descriptions became cryptic and terrifying. Once he seemed to find what he was looking for, including mentions of rituals and bodily remains. One passage seemed to have been written in a kind of mad fugue state, simply repeating the words, "I see, I see, I see," I see over and over. Inside the house's extensive library, Lorelei was able to identify another book of disturbing arcane power. Perhaps even older and more inscrutable than the one they'd previously found in Harold Hawking's possession, this tome was called the Book of Aben, and within it contained actual rituals, or spells one might even call them, to contact outer demons, terrifyingly powerful entities from a cosmos far beyond our stars. In one of the more well-thumbed sections of the book, they were able to find mention of two such enigmatic deities, Yog-Sothoth and Shah-Thragat. But these rituals carried with them the warnings. They were not meant for the minds of men, and if Yog-Sothoth answers, he may not go back. Which indeed left the team to wonder if Yog-Sothoth themselves were present in this very household. As the longer they stayed, the more the team seemed to experience several horrifying visions. Lorelei glimpsed a terrifying audience of Chids inside Memphis's converted theater inside the house, while both Melody and Eden were chilled to experience strange hallucinatory flashbacks, forcing them to relive the last time they saw their loved ones, but leaving them helplessly on the outside, unable to do anything but watch history repeat itself once again. And when last we left our team, Eden herself had thrown her body against the stone wall of the cellar, seeking to stop her own father from succumbing to a grim fate. But with a blue crackle and a sickening thud, she was thrown backwards onto the hard stone floor. The team ran to her aid, but as they gathered themselves, a strong, warm wind blew from seemingly nowhere down in the cellar, like the hot, angry breath of something very, very close by. And that's where we find ourselves now. Eden, you took, I think it was 3 points of physical damage?
Yeah.
As you ran headlong. I mean, Lorelei, it was quite horrifying to watch your friend run full speed at a stone wall down here in the cellar of this rather strange house. But you're standing over her now. She seems... How does she seem, Eden?
Shaken, for sure. The injuries are the last thing on her mind.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's looking down at her hands. She's... I think maybe in, like, not a position of, like, prayer or anything, but, like, landed, propped herself up onto her knees, and she's just, like, staring, looking at her hands, wishing she could have reached out. And I think she's just... I saw him. And just repeating that over and over and over.
Eden?
I don't think Eden responds.
Melody locks eyes with you, Lorelei. Should we get her out of here? I think
so.
Diarmuid, you were at the top of the stairs, yes? You certainly hear this ruckus. I mean, I believe Lorelei called out right as Eden was charging. But you certainly, it has gone quiet down there. You can maybe hear some soft voices and a sound like heavy breathing or pained whimpering from Eden on the floor.
You muted.
Ron, you are muted, sorry.
Are you okay down there?
I think it's time we leave.
Oh, did we find what we were looking for?
I don't know. Lorelei's gonna go to Eden and try and catch her eyes and very gently and slowly take her hands. Eden, are you good to go? I think that we should leave.
Yeah. Come on.
Come on, Eden.
I don't see or hear anything. Right, Morgan?
You don't see or hear, I mean, you can see or hear your friends, But if you were still staring at the wall, it has turned once again to dark stone.
Yeah. I think there's this like echo in my ears of the ocean that like
Yes.
waiting, the water that waits for you to dive in, and birds off in the distance, gulls cawing, and
I mean, a moment ago, you felt the sun on your shoulder. Yeah, you heard the waves. You felt, strangely, that horizon shifting in the distance as if you were standing on a boat moving at sea. But now, once again, everything feels cold and dark, except the touch of your friend's hands on yours, trying to lift you, trying to rouse you.
Staring at the wall. I'll stand. Sorry, I don't know what.
It's okay. I'm gonna put my arm through her arm and hold her close and start to just try and maneuver her towards the stairs while, trying to be as soothing as possible.
Melody will help you for certain. Yeah.
As soon as Diarmuid sees they're coming up the stairs, he says, "Oh, we're leaving then, eh? Okay." And the door where we found all the murder weapon.
Yeah, it's not far by. It's quite close actually. Sean, can we see that map? The door down to the cellar was in the kitchen, and leading to, and the door to the prop room where all of where the murders happened is right there.
So Diarmuid's going to unshoulder his rifle, just, and not like in, sort of just, it's ready on my shoulder, and he's going to pop that door open real quick and just sort of look inside.
It remains exactly how you saw it. The
If I remember
items in
correctly,
plastic
the
bags.
items, but like the blades were near the door, right?
Yes, I mean, it is as if the murder weapons, the blades, the miniature guillotine, and the rope trick had been returned recently by the police. But
that,
still,
sphere out of my pocket, and I'm just gonna, get real close to those blades real quick.
Let me check this 1 second. As you do that, you're sort of holding it out in front of you. You kind of gotten the sense of these orbs and possibly, what the potential of them is. It's seeing them react in such ways. You saw it both glow a rich purple when you drip the blood of the chid onto it. And then while I believe it was Melody's hallucination was happening in the guest bedroom, you noticed it was glowing like a faint, just that kind of ethereal gray light seemed to be growing a little brighter inside it. So it does seem to have different alerts, if you will. As you... Okay, yes. As you sort of reach out, the feeling, the orb in your hand, as you sort of run it over these plastic bags around the swords and around this guillotine, you hold it out, and you do see just a very faint lavendery purple. Nowhere near as bright as what you saw when you dripped the actual blood onto it. But yes, you do see almost like a residual faint reading from it come off these weapons.
Now that I've seen contrast a little,
Yes.
could I use I don't know, library use or my intelligence? I'm trying to have an idea of what, now that I've seen the contrast and the various things that this ball lights up,
Yeah.
Can I have an idea on like what they might actually indicate specifically?
Yeah.
If I need more, I would totally understand that I might need more, examples.
Yeah, give
before
me
I
an
can knock
intelligence roll. Give me an
Sure.
intelligence roll.
down. Do I have a bonus die or a penalty die?
You, sir.
had to ask.
Okay.
You, sir, have a penalty die from Abracadabra.
Which? So how does the penalty work?
Much like disadvantage in Dungeons and Dragons, you roll twice, and in this case, you will take you roll the 10 value twice,
Right.
and you will take the higher of the 10 value.
Okay. This is a good roll for me to use this one on.
True. I was gonna say I'm gonna hold off on using it right now. Actually.
Okay. You could do that. I got a 5 under 90.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna allow.
Or an 85 under 90 if you want.
I'm gonna allow this one to stand.
Okay. That's
for
an
the fairness of
super
Abracadabra. Yes, that's an extreme for sure. For the fairness of Abracadabra, I'm not gonna let you use it on the.
Yeah. The only way it was worse if. I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to roll a 9. That would be the only way it'd be worse.
No, I hear you. So you are able to, as you do see it. Okay, you're gathering the information, and you see it kind of give off a faint purple glow this time. And you sort of see it give kind of almost like 3 different readings, so to speak. And that the connection that you're able to make with an extreme is that things that have come into contact or been manipulated by the etheric realm seem to give off a purple.
Strength is based upon how glowy it is.
Yeah, the strength could signify recency. It could
strength of the
signify
signal, whether that's-
concentration.
Right.
Yeah. Whereas the glow seems to be connected to phenomena. How to make this identifiable? Connected to things that are currently being manipulated by either people or places that are being manipulated by elsewhere,
I think it could
by
be both.
outside forces.
I got it. And that's just if it's the normal gray.
Correct.
Okay.
But it's like a glower. It's like a goldish gray kind of glow. Yeah.
Purple is
direct contact with the etheric realm or something from the etheric realm.
and then the grayish gold glow is
more general. It's more of like a general influence.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's probably good enough for what I could imagine.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
But yeah, you're able to quickly kind of put these pieces together. All of this is happening while Lorelei, Eden, and Melody are coming upstairs. Charlotte is still in the kitchen. She has been groggy this whole evening, ever since having the fainting spell that happened on the stairs up to the attic, where you all encountered that evil eye sigil. But Charlotte is... Did you say we're gonna leave? That sounds great.
Yep, come on, it's time to go. I think we have been here long enough.
Thank
And
God.
I think as you two are coming up the stairs, you probably can see that ball is glowing a little bit purple as I come out the door and close it behind me and shoulder the rifle, sort of staring at the ball and walking down. Can I help that there, Lord?
No, I think we're fine.
All right.
What were you doing?
Oh, I was checking the murder weapons to see if they made the ball glow, and they do.
I see. Okay.
I'm pretty sure someone on the etheric plane is killed those people.
I wonder if it's Memphis.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. Would you maybe help Charlotte?
No, I'm sure. Thank you. I'm okay. But as she steps, she's definitely like, yeah, okay, maybe, yeah. Just,
Okay, if I pick you up, Charlotte.
no.
I'll let you walk. It's fine.
All right, to the car.
It's at this time that Melody sort of sees you all sort of start to like get into your car. Well, I think I should head home.
You've got my card.
I do.
I can give you my address. That's where we're all staying.
Oh, you have a number? Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And she'll give you the number of her auto shop where she works. It's her home and business.
If anything comes up, if you need anyone to talk to, we are here, and obviously we understand if something feels weird.
I mean, I think you're the only people that wouldn't think I'm crazy, so...
Maybe.
Thank you.
All be collectively insane.
I was going to say, I'm not banking on our collective sanity right now, but you know what? At least we're here together.
That's of little comfort. Thank you.
I know, I'm sorry.
No, you have nothing to be sorry about. And she'll head off, and as you watch her go, everybody make me a spot hidden. Eden, I think you have to do this at a penalty given your current state.
Yeah, for sure.
You want me to use penalty this time?
No.
Okay.
Spot hidden. Let's go.
Ah, it's not bad. Okay.
It got worse. I got a 95.
Oh no!
Over 75.
You and Charlotte are getting into the back seat of the car, and yeah, definitely not paying much attention.
Yeah.
Lorelei and Diarmuid, how about you guys?
What's that face?
I'm close. I got a 33 over 30.
Oh.
So I'm trying to decide whether I want to spend the luck or not. But if you succeeded, then
I did. I got a 37 under 60.
Nice.
I got eyeballs for days.
Lorelei, as you are getting into the car, something catches your eye nearby. Perhaps in just off to the side of one of the properties nearby this sort of house, which is secluded from the rest of the rather hoity-toity community of which it is a part. You see, I mean, it's hard to miss once you go. You are able to catch under a nearby light. Maybe it's a passing headlight of a car catches it, but you once again see that very handsome Cadillac parked around the corner nearby. The one that Josephine drove up when she came up to the house about, we'll say, an hour, maybe 90 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
And you see her parked nearby. Yes. Yeah, you were able to spot that she has perhaps been watching the house.
I'm going to point it out to Diarmuid, who I'm assuming is driving, and say, do you want to wait and see where she goes?
I assume she's gonna go in the house. I assume there's something in there she wants. So we can either wait to see if she goes in the house, and if she does, then follow her in the house again, or we could just follow her wherever she goes. Up to you.
I think we should at least see where she goes, if she goes in the house.
Well, how do we do that without her seeing us already?
Park the car in an alley and be sneaky.
Fair enough. Yeah, okay, so I'll sort of park, look like we drive away, and then do a quick turnaround to sort of figure out a place where we know we're going to see her.
Doing your best to be unassuming, you all get in the car and start to drive away. Charlotte and Eden are in the back seat. Eden, if you like, you're starting to, seeing the house pull away as the car starts. reality around you is starting to come into a little sharper focus, maybe. But Diarmuid, now that Lorelei has pointed it out to you, as you start to pull away, Lorelei, you see the headlights of this car turn on, and at a decent but maybe not as practiced distance, she starts to follow you.
I think we should maybe take a couple left turns and not go back to my place quite so hastily. It seems we're the ones being followed.
Trying to figure out how to do this. I wish I wasn't driving, because I could just get out, we could turn before she could see us. I could get out, and then I could sideswipe her. She could bite, but...
So what are you looking to do? Are you looking to sort of evade and shake her?
No, I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to confront her.
Okay.
Is what I wanted. How far, how close is she falling?
She's a magician's assistant. She's doing, she's trying to be subtle, but she's driving a very nice car.
Mhm.
A very identifiable car. And it's also so she's keeping a car between you, another vehicle between you. But to a practiced person like yourself, right now, I don't think she's killing it.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to speed up and force her to keep speed with me.
Okay.
And then hit the brakes hard.
Okay, give me a drive auto roll. Let's do this.
Warn us before you get us in a little fender bender, please.
I'm telling you that. Yeah,
Thank
I'm telling
you.
I'm sure you can
Bracing
see that I'm speeding up a little bit.
Glad it's not my car.
Charlotte's like, I have a headache. What is happening?
Hold on. Hold on, sweetheart.
Penalty die?
Yeah.
We totaled
it was
the
a
car.
15 under 30.
Ooh, okay.
75 over 30.
75 over 30. So what are you trying to do? She got a success.
Okay.
Not a hard success. She got a regular success.
Yeah, well, I got
So-
one.
So you are able, but you are trying to, as you said, speed up and then come to a sharp stop.
So that she either has to do the same and I get enough time to jump out of the car and run to her car, or she runs into the back of us.
Okay, I'm gonna say what happens is you speed down the street, you find a straightaway and you gun it, but then as you are trying to come to a stop, she is able to quick enough make her way around you and drives on by.
Okay, so then I will now follow her. Then.
As she drives by, can I just roll down the window and make it obvious that I see her? I want to be like, I caught you! I caught you!
She, as you do, you kind of make you give the exaggerated traffic turn of the head.
But I want it to be flat expression, girl, I'm on to you.
We've all done. And you just see, as you see in the dark night and maybe under a street lamp catches her very bright blonde hair, but she's keeping eyes straight forward as you maybe see her grip that wheel and just drive right past you.
Can I see her in her little driver's side mirror as she's going away?
Yeah.
I want to blow her a kiss.
Okay.
I see you,
I am
girl.
assuming you don't want me to follow her then.
No.
She doesn't respond.
Good.
But yes, okay.
As long as
But
she knows.
But so you're not able to successfully confront her in this moment.
Sure.
Are you trying to keep an eye on her, or what?
I think
You're
we're gonna-
letting her go?
Yeah, I think we're gonna turn left and just let her go her way and try to,
Okay.
make our way back to Lorelei's
Just-
house, but making sure that she's not.
Yes, I don't want her to know where I live.
Okay.
I don't want to see this blonde woman in my house in the middle of the night.
Yeah, no.
You're not jealous, are you?
No, she's just uninvited.
There.
I don't tolerate uninvited guests.
You make your way back to Lorelei's flat. in the not as nice, but still, somewhat calm, pleasant neighborhood across from a park in her building. It's pretty late by this time, past 10 most likely. But you have quite a lot on your hands in terms of what you learned and what you took. I assume, let's be clear. I assume you took the spheres, obviously, yes. I assume you took the Book of Aben.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take the travel journal?
I imagine we would have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I also
that
have-
we may have skimmed through.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in particular that you think you would have taken?
Well, I have specifically the Discovery of Witches book.
Oh, right, yes.
Or, yeah, Discovery of Witchcraft.
Which, if anything else, is a valuable book you could probably
Yeah,
sell.
But when we get back inside, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Diarmuid and Charlotte, I swiped this book for you just in case either of you wanted to read about it."
About witchcraft. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Thank you.
Yes, of course. I'm gonna be reading tonight, so I figured we all might want a little bedside story.
I know when you're done studying that so that I can start picking it up.
Oh yes, I think we're going to have to pore over it several times together.
But you make your way back, and you feel, it's not elation, but there's like this odd combination of excitement and dread about the evening's happenings. Charlotte does not stay awake for long. She complains of a headache and retires to the bedroom quickly. But how do the three of you, now that you sort of take a deep breath and find yourselves back seemingly in safety, how do the three of you spend your evening?
I'm gonna get out some caffeinated tea for me and some uncaffeinated tea for them, just in case they want some. Like prepare cups and have a pot of boiled water ready. Yeah, I'm gonna wait, and again, I'm gonna have my caffeinated tea and lay down on my couch, and then wait until everyone falls asleep, and I'm gonna go for the book that's hidden in the cupboard.
Sure.
I think Diarmuid's gonna start reading that witchcraft. Book?
Yes, yeah, the Discovery of Witches.
Mm-hmm. And I think
this is specifically this is not the Book of Aben. Yes,
right,
this is
right,
yeah.
correct,
Okay, great.
right,
Mhm.
the other one.
Great.
Mostly looking to somehow connect his own past and ancestry to what the book is, talking about or educating upon. Ultimately, I think there's a part of Diarmuid. Actually, I'll save that because I think I'm going to have a conversation with someone.
Okay.
Say it out loud.
Sure. So reading this book, you realize it is possible to learn some either stage magic or sleight of hand through the use of this Discovery of Witchcraft, because it is sort of even though it is written Middle Ages, it is a 15th century book. It's more Renaissance era, I guess. But there does seem to be in it like very detailed descriptions of potentially how things are done or how one might. It's a study of charlatans around Europe in the 15th century. So it might be a little disappointing in terms of you're looking for real mention of witchcraft. But indeed, it kind of gives you a connection and a feeling of, so this is an actual book, believe it or not. Yep. And it's an expose of early modern witchcraft. So it's literally like and by expose, as I said, it's literally, trying to show that, there are just smoke and mirrors behind this.
Which I would appreciate as a book, for sure.
Absolutely. So you are able to find amongst it, within it, just studies and mentions of different areas, and also, like find how people manipulate other people's emotions, senses of spirituality, or and manipulate suggestion, and whether it's as simple as making something disappear, or as I said, like the magic of mentalism magic, where it's the power of suggestion. So using this book, it is possible that if you studied this book over a time, you could increase your skill in the art of magic. As I said, the options are mentalism, which is a combination of stage magic and psychology, close-up magic, which is combined stage magic and sleight of hand, or like stage magic on more of a grand scale, and that was like descriptions of traveling, witches and magicians around the countryside of Europe.
Yeah, I think I'll probably focus more on the sleight of hand part of that.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Eden, how, now that you are in quieter confines, on firm ground, still smarting, you feel like you might have a concussion.
Yeah.
Your hands, like your wrist is probably sore because literally, charging and jumping straight into a wall. A shoulder smarts. But you see, Lorelei making you tea. And your mind is brought back to, with stunning clarity, what this mystery was all about for you from the get. Why you're here in the first place. And the wonder and the confusion of how something... What did you see? It felt so real. You ran at that wall because it felt like you were there, and you saw yourself and you saw your father on that fateful day on the back of his boat. And it felt in that moment like you could change it.
That feeling, I think she's been silent the entire time because that feeling is the most agonizing thing in the world. It's one thing to live it and put space between yourself and it forever just by waking up another day. It's another thing to be brought right back to it. And dreams can't make you feel like you could change things. Delusions do. And so I think Eden's really trying to almost start resowing the harvest, start having to stitching herself back up. If she could do the 12 years of work or however long since it's been since he's been gone, if she could do all of that work in this one night, she surely will try. So I think she's just in the midst of her friends. I think depending on where Lorelei ends up reading, which sounds like the kind of dining area or living room area, or if Diarmuid, stays in his room or whatever, I think that she's going to find some place in between the two of them, and will just hands around the cup of tea and just kind of staring very stoically as she's trying to mentally put all of the wires in the right place again
They say that, I mean, wounds like that don't ever truly heal. And that the way you can be shocked back into that place, and this time it felt almost literal in terms of resuffering it all over again. But this time with the terrible knowledge, the terrible perspective of everything that would come after. That truly might be the last time you ever saw him. And you take a little comfort in your friends around you, and comfort in the warmth of the tea in your hands.
I do think at some point when the staring into nothingness is not enough, I think, hold up, let me make sure I check my notes and get this correct. I think that she will stumble into her room and grab her copy of, did I go with Coriolanus? Is that what I went with? I think
that was that the one that Diarmuid was recommending? I think it was Coriolanus.
So. Highly political.
It was the one that I was surprised by for sure.
Yeah.
Not my first choice, but be my guess.
It's wild. Yeah, I think I grabbed both Midsummer and Coriolanus. I think I'll just start reading Coriolanus.
Great. I love that. Sitting there next to Lorelei, as you see, Lorelei has gotten her caffeinated tea and set up with some candles and her books. And now Lorelei has 2 books in front of her sitting on this table, and you're just sort of like, you can see that she's sort of making almost a small, not actual ritual out of it, but it's like you're just sort of sitting there with your Shakespeare, and you both probably have this very odd moment of like, how the hell did we get here?
Yeah.
Listen, it was an ordeal to read just the first couple pages of this the night before, so I'm preparing myself. But I think that she also would feel comfortable enough to be reading this very weird book that made her feel so awful with Eden there.
I love that. There is some, you're very aware, Lorelei, that this book made you feel very unsettled last time. And so having Eden, even in her
Stupor.
Quietly upset stupor, is of a comfort to you, for sure. Lorelei, what do you do?
She's gonna go get a little packet of these not super sweet chocolate biscuits. There's a specific brand I'm thinking of, and I can't think of the name, but she's gonna bring them over to the table and set them down as well, so they can both kind of snack on them. It's like a little silent offering too to Eden. But she's gonna start reading the first book she got, just a little bit of that one, and then she's gonna move on to the other one. I think she's gonna do little bits of both in the same night.
Great.
I don't know if that's a great idea, but it's what she's gonna do.
Okay. Yeah, your mind, as you sort of, you pull out the thaumaturgical prodigies of the New England canon, this book that's sort of almost like something that burned you in the past, like, you know, a dangerous thing, like a dog that bit you the last time, but that you keep coming back to. In this book, as I said, it once again sinks you deep into these tales and these legends of people who were cursed with, once again, you kind of see how the 2 books almost connect, because Thaumaturgical Prodigies does feel about the cursed witches and warlocks, or whatever they called themselves, of people who toyed with this power. Whereas the Book of Aben really does seem to be the how-to manual. and you're drawn once again back to that portion of the Book of Aben you found those two well-thumbed sections. The one with the contact spells for those two entities, but then also the other one that call forth ye form beyond.
Yeah, that's the one she's going to focus on. I don't think she's going to stray too much outside of that. She might look at a couple of other pages, but she's not going to be putting most of her time towards any other spell or...
Once again, you sort of find the description. The spell draws into the physical plane any presence which lingers unseen, meaning that it forces a psychic presence to take physical shape.
Okay. I know what we're going to do then.
I'll be honest, I was being kind last time. The more you were able to kind of explore the outer membrane, if you will, of this book.
Yeah.
But the more and more you kind of sink yourself into the Book of Aben to honestly, earnestly study this spell and possibly see and harness this power, some things are going to happen.
Okay.
Eden, as you were sitting there, you don't notice it at first, as you're reading this book of Coriolanus. Passages... It's funny, because you're not sure that Diarmuid meant it at the time, but a passage from Act 3, Scene 3 comes out to you. There is a world elsewhere. That is just a line from this play, this 400-year-old play. Surrounded by his enemies, the proud and inflexible Coriolanus cries, "I banish you. There is a world elsewhere." This tale of this soldier, this man of Rome, this weight he seems to carry on him no matter where he goes. Surrounded by his enemies. It's a story of being unable to shake the things from your past. And as you're reading this, you stop because you're not sure that Lorelei's breathing. And you look up. And Lorelei's eyes are staring wide as saucers, just straight ahead. Lorelei,
Yep.
as you were staring down at these words of this book and reading of this passage of this spell, this ritual, this casting of things, and the words of Mildred come back into your mind about how it takes something from you. It gives, but it takes. And you feel as if a very small aperture opens inside your mind, and it slowly starts to open. Something behind it opens inside your mind. And from it pours a torrent of things not meant to be known. Half-formed symbols, dead languages, whispered names of it's as if these demons, these deities, these demigods, whatever your culture wants to call them, it's as if they have a small hook inside your brain. And for a moment, you feel unmoored. Like your mind is drifting. And the world in front of you, almost as if the air in front of you splits apart like a puzzle. Vast and intricate. And everything seems clearer than before. Because the world is a puzzle. And you think you can solve it. You automatically take 2d4 of sanity damage. That is 5 points of sanity damage, so you are going to suffer a bout of madness. And in this instance, actually I'm going to get to that in a second, because as you know what happens with these books, your Cthulhu, even just your initial reading of it, which I will call this your initial reading, your Cthulhu Mythos skill goes up 3.
Okay, we're at a 4.
However, if you'll remember from last time, that also carries with it an exact same penalty to your total max sanity. So your max sanity now comes down by 3.
Okay.
And wherever your current sanity was, goes down by, as I said, you just suffered 5 points of sanity damage. Now, if you fully learn everything in this book, it will go down by your Cthulhu Mythos. You realize, I'll just tell you, can go up by as much as 8, but that will take weeks.
Yeah.
But you are able to, over the course of this time, understand this spell. Now, given the nature of this, when bouts of madness happen, various things can happen. I, as the keeper, am allowed to alter something on your character sheet. So I'm going to pitch you something, and you tell me what you think.
Let's do it.
We've already dealt a little bit with phobias in our game. The opposite, well, it's not the opposite, but in addition to phobias, there are also manias, obsessions. My pitch to you is I think Lorelei is stricken by infomania.
Oh.
Which is an obsessive desire to gather information.
Yeah. It's very in character. I think that's perfect. She was already absolutely leading that way, so.
Now, mechanically speaking, I love Lexi's face right now.
So fast. What could possibly happen?
Now, mechanically speaking, how manias work are most of the time it will simply act as role play flavor. You have this as part of your personality going forward. It is it is just a part of you now. But whenever a bout of madness happens, it becomes greatly increased. So your desire to gather and learn and piece together the puzzles of the universe is now an unshakable part of Lorelei's personality. It's as if Eden, in this moment, you're not sure she's breathing, and she's staring straight ahead. And her eyes roll back, and she starts to. Lorelei quivers and shakes as if a seizure has taken her over.
I will yell. I'll say, Lorelei, and then yell to Diarmuid.
Diarmuid, you hear very clearly.
Everyone, waking everyone up, and I will lunge forward. I don't really know what to do in this moment, but I want to make sure that she's breathing, and make sure she's upright. I don't know what to do.
It slowly passes.
Yeah.
But she is unconscious for about the next 10 minutes.
Oh God. Yeah, I think I'm
as
yelling.
Diarmuid, you come forward into the living room and see this.
What's going on?
I was just in here reading, and I didn't hear her breathing, and then suddenly I looked up and she was staring above my head, and then then her eyes rolled back in her head, and she's been basically passed out for the past. She's been out for a while.
And she's clearly reading that.
Yes, the Book of Aben is fallen onto the floor from where it was sitting on her lap.
I'll try to look at her pupils just to see if they're dilated or not, or that kind of thing. You said she stopped seizing?
Yes, she has now stopped seizing. Her breath is shallow and quick, but she seems to be unconscious.
Is there reflexive response if I shine a little light in her pupil? Like, does it get smaller because I shine light in it?
Yes, it does seem slowly seems to respond, but yes.
Okay. Yeah, as long as there's movement, that's what I'm looking for. Okay.
Yes.
I don't rightly know, but she might be all right. She seems like she's sleeping right now.
Would she have smelling salts in her house? Like, not smelling salts, but like
we've established that Charlotte does have some, yeah. And Charlotte's
Okay.
bag is nearby, most likely.
Can I, given my mania,
Yeah.
Morgan, can I say that even though she is passed out, she has such a grip on the book that to get it out of your hands,
Love
you might
that.
have to break a finger.
1000%. Love that.
Unconscious, just not on purpose.
And by the way, you'll notice that I didn't even allow you a sanity roll for that damage. That just happens with these books.
Yep.
Yep. That's not me being a mean keeper. That just happened.
I did not think it was mean at all. It is
apt.
Yep. It's what I expect.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I think maybe we should let her sleep. I get a feeling that book might have taken something out of her, and now she's exhausted. But I can certainly wake her if you think it's a good idea. It looked like she was trying to stay awake.
Yeah, I don't really know what to do in this situation.
I think she's fine, and it's already late.
Yeah, well, not exactly.
What happened downstairs at the house?
And I think Eden starts to, if we're letting Lorelei sleep, we'll start to look for blankets, something to just throw over, make sure that she's comfortable. As she responds, I saw something. I don't usually see things.
Hold this. And he hands you the orb.
Oh yeah, I'll grab it.
Morgan, any change to it?
No, not in this moment.
That's what I thought. All right. So I've figured a thing out about energy in that house based upon the ball in your hand. Actually, if I could.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that there's something manipulating what you're seeing.
Me specifically, or all of us?
No, I don't. I wasn't there when it happened to you, so I'm sort of making the mental leap that they're the same instances. But I did experience one before when I believe Melody was having her thing.
So you think? Oh, go ahead.
That means someone's trying to get inside your head. At least that's what I think. I suspect it's probably Memphis. I'm hoping it's Memphis and not, the others. Yog Sothoth or Shothergot, or even whatever other ones that are out there, or Chid or whatnot. I have some hope.
Oh, I was just gonna say that leads me kind of to believe that. I mean, we thought that the three thieves saw something unthinkable and maybe did something terrible, but what if they was just reacting or seeing, did that to each other because they, I don't know.
I don't think they
saw
did
something?
I'm pretty sure something manipulated those particular weapons and killed them.
Okay.
And the reason I think that is because right before we left, I swiped the orb around the weapons, and they all turned a little slightly purple, which is similar to the blood that I dripped on it. So that tells me, I'm pretty sure that tells me the difference between general manipulation and etheric specifically manipulation. What was your event about? What did you experience?
Well, I mean, I lost my father years ago when I was younger.
Sorry, I didn't know that.
I don't think anyone has known for probably a decade, so don't feel bad.
Share with me.
Yeah, it
So
was.
You saw him, or talked to him, or
It was very real. It was like an entire one of those things. You guys keep talking about plays or something like that. It was like there was a stage and it was set up exactly the same as the day that it happened, and I could smell the ocean and see the sun and feel the boat underneath me. And
he abruptly stands up, and he puts the orb in his pocket, and he says, I'm very sorry. This is hit me in the same place. I just need to get out and get some air. Would you like to join me, or are you going to stay here and watch over Lorelei?
I'll join you.
Right. And Morgan.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to get into the car. I'm sure it's very late at night.
Yeah.
Even if it's 2 or 3 in the morning, totally fine. I'm getting into the car, and we are driving back to the house.
Ooh, just you and Eden.
Whoa.
At some point, I think Eden probably puts it together that we're going back to the house. I'll leave it up to Eden when she puts that together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The two of you, Eden, you haven't known this man long. But there's something about him that makes you trust him. And so you weren't paying much attention for a bit as you got into the car. And it's not long before you pass familiar streets. And you see the spot where he tried the gun it and stop move. And it does sink home to you where he's going. Do you say anything?
Nope.
The two of you ride in silence back in the direction of the House of Memphis. But for now, Lorelei, back on the couch you slowly come to.
Mm-hmm.
Your fingers ache. And you almost have to wrench them free from the book held tightly against your chest. And your eyes come open as you feel as if for a moment our bodies have autonomic systems. You know, we don't have, our brain does certain things on natural pace. You don't have to, your brain doesn't have to keep telling your lungs to breathe all night, otherwise we'd all die.
Mm-hmm.
But in this moment, you awake with a because you swear for a moment it was as if your body had forgotten to breathe. As if your brain was so overwhelmed that everything else in your body had stopped. And you have a blanket on you. There's signs that your friends have been here. But your hands, you cramp. But you're alone for the moment.
Am I still under the effects of the temporary madness?
Not directly,
Mm-hmm.
but in this moment, the echoes of it are close by, for sure.
I am going to hide both of the books in a secret compartment in my house.
Okay.
At one point, Lorelei thought, when they were younger, when they were a little wild, Lorelei thought about becoming a smuggler of antiques.
Oh, I love
Part
that.
of why she got into being an antiquarian. But then she very much went on the straight and narrow and was like, I'm too boring for that. But she also is a little bit of a paranoid person. So she has like little hidden compartments in her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to hide the books in one of them. Probably like a loose panel of wainscoting or something that she pops off and shoves them inside.
The value of these things has become so stunningly, frighteningly clear to you tonight.
Yeah.
That the idea of anyone, even people you call friends, anyone taking them is terrifying to you.
Exactly why I'm hiding them somewhere even they wouldn't know of.
Mm-hmm. You make sure you check and double check, and you find and reconsider, and you once again, as you're kind of holding this again, that book with a one bound in, as I described it, almost what felt like twisting wood, as if it was like gnarled, angry roots around the cover of the binding of this one book, and then the other with that sort of dry, shark skin almost feel, and that odd smell of the ocean. You put them away. But that spell, that ritual that you seem to have just begun to start to wrap your head around, You put them away and you block them off. And you test it, and maybe you put more in front of it, like you shift, a pillow or, something inside of it in your kitchen or in your living room. And as you, for this moment, become very like almost kind of pack rat-esque.
Yes.
Anyone who knew you might not even recognize you in this moment because it was very clear exactly what you needed to do. You hide them. Roll.
Yeah.
Just cuz, and I'll make note of it.
Okay.
I'm going to say this is an intelligence roll.
I can do that.
Tell me what you roll, and I will say you have a bonus die from Angel Devilson.
Thank you, Angel Devilson. Okay, that's a 39 or a 9.
A 9 under what?
80.
Jeez. Okay, that thing's hidden. All right.
It's in a pocket dimension now.
I will double check my rules, but I believe that means then for someone to find it, they will need to roll a critical.
Okay. I think she's still... It's hard for her to let things go, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. I think that nothing has been more obvious about Lorelei. She's still like, there's some thrum of panic or something's not right, but that there's this energy that she has to get out. And I think that knowing what she knows about the spell now, she and being in whatever state of mind that she is in right now, which is not necessarily her normal one, she's going to grab the planchette off the chain. She's going to grab a Ouija board, move stuff off the coffee table, sit down on the floor in front of it, put the Ouija board down, slap the planchette on, do the typical knocking 3 times, say hello to be polite to the spirits, but then she's going to try and reach out to Waleed the way she did last time. When she was drunk.
You look up once again at the portrait looking down on you from above the fireplace in your living room. And you're taken back to that night when you tried this before and something happened. And those eyes of Waleed, those eyes that you felt judging you the last time you looked and really looked. Just this morning, as a matter of fact. You look up again and you feel silly. Because that's not how he's looking at you. It's your Waleed. He looks almost hopeful. As you in this moment, your mind is taken back to you felt like a silly drunk woman that night. Desperate for anything, any connection. And it took a perfect storm of emotions and trauma and alcohol and just having the right props around. And you received a message. And as you set yourself in this, putting this planchette down onto the board, your mind goes back to that message you received. That night, Lorelei, when you felt this planchette that you wear around your neck like a good luck charm. That night, when you felt something contact and touch you. What did it say?
I asked him where he was, and he said, I don't know.
Mhm. And what was the last thing it said before you threw that board across the room?
Oh, shoot, where is it? Was it find me?
No.
What was it? Oh, it's hidden so far in my
There's
notes.
3 words.
Will you remind me? It's gonna take a while for me to go find that.
You, in that desperation, feeling it, you feel, I don't know, you felt a strange connection, and then you felt that planchette move. You felt it jerk and wobble underneath your fingertips as you felt hope, but also fear in this moment of something connecting to something, and as if but you actually felt a potential to maybe you could contact your husband wherever he might be. And then it spelled out 3 words. I see you. And you remember that, and it floods back to you. And your mind goes to the words in Memphis's diary. I see. I see. I see. I see. Do you try the board again?
Now that I think about it, at any point did the entity say it was Waleed?
No.
Yeah, she tries the board again.
Make a power roll. You have a bonus die from Schwagai.
I don't think can I save that? Can I save it? I don't think I need it.
Oh, okay. All right. No, you can save it. You can save it.
Okay, great. Because that's a 5 under 60.
Ooh. Yeah, that's an extreme. Right? Yes?
Yes,
There you
yeah. Yeah, my 5th is 12.
go. Right. You've knocked 3 times. What do you ask?
Who are you? Because I think I know.
You feel this strength, you feel this anger, you feel this betrayal or unsureness. You're on edge.
Yeah.
As this thing that you've carried around your neck this entire time, as this beacon of hope and connection to someone you loved, as this one moment, you're not sure that it's that anymore. It feels, something about it feels dirty, feels corrupted, feels broken. And you ask out loud, your voice still quivering from the night that you've had, but with just a fire underneath it. Who are you? And there's a moment. And then there's once again that feel of warm air, like a breath, in your house now, in your living room. And you feel this planchette, this small piece of wood, move under your fingers. Quickly. It wobbles at first, but then you because it jolts. And then it stops. And the words that it spells, you know.
Were you watching us at the house?
This feel of just like something like, again, your mind goes back to that horrible nightmare you had just the previous night of a something canine, a dog or a wolf or a hound or something, as if there is this on the back of your neck. But you hold strong in this moment as you feel it. And once again, a message comes through. Always.
What do you want?
The breath turns cold in this moment, so much so that on your arms, goosebumps rise as you feel this planchette in your hands. And there is a pause as you're unsure. A long pause this time. And you ask again, what do you want? And the planchette under your hands now, rather than these jolting, sharp movements that it makes, it starts to swirl. It feels smoother. And then it starts to slowly move to 3 letters. And then it stops. All. And with that, as it stops on the last L, you feel it come to rest under your hands. And the breathing stops. And you're not sure. And then the planchette fires off the board across the room. And it sticks right into your own face in the portrait.
Mm.
And it holds there.
I knock 3 times and I say goodbye.
You do so. The candles are no longer flickering. They're holding strong and light. Your tea has gone cold.
I take a candle, And I use the flame to light the fireplace. And I spit on the planchette, and then I throw it in the fire.
You watch it burn.
She's gonna sit on the edge of the coffee table and just look into the fire and kind of just talk out loud to it. I know you're still here. I know you're still here. Why were you so uncertain when I first talked to you? Why did you say you didn't know where you were? You strange creature. You liar. You deceiver. You will not move my hand again. She's gonna grab the planchette out of the painting and toss it into the fire as well. And then just sit there and watch it burn.
It crackles, blackens, and cracks and burns. Your neck. You almost can feel the chain. You held it around your neck still, but it's gone now. Something about it. You feel strong in this moment. You regain 1 sanity.
Really?
Not your max,
Yeah.
but you regain 1 sanity point.
I think she's just gonna sit here and struggle. I mean...
Yeah.
The whole reason for her to keep going was the potential to find Waleed. And now that she knows that she wasn't even talking to him, I think she just breaks down and starts silently crying. I honestly think more than strength, it's anger.
Feels cruel. I'm going to leave you there for right now.
Okay.
Because we have 2 people in a car about to pull up to a very interesting house. Diarmuid and Eden. In your silent ride, you return to this neighborhood. Nice trees and the nice houses. It's late. Yeah, it's probably 1 a.m. at least. But you arrive. The Cadillac that Josephine was driving is not in the driveway. It's nowhere to be seen. The house, by all accounts, looks quiet. Diarmuid, you're muted. It's okay.
As we arrive, Diarmuid will turn the car off and sit back in the seat, and then grab something from the back seat and hold in his hands. It looks like a long book, or it looks book-shaped in a brown package, brown paper. I got this for you. And he hands it to Eden.
Christmas was a month ago, friend.
I know, it was very late, but I didn't have time to go to a bookstore until now.
I'll tear open the paper carefully.
It is a reprint of Da Vinci's notebooks.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, what is the experience of like opening this book? Like, what does Eden see?
I mean, a lot of it is what you normally have probably seen of Leonardo da Vinci's works, where it's a lot of so much of his notebooks was sketching, various things that he was thinking about or studying. It probably this book actually exists. I've never actually seen it myself, so I'm sort of going on what I remember of Da Vinci's notebooks. But it's all that typical yellowed paper with sort of like almost brown chalk drawings. This one specifically, I think, if I remember correctly, does include the various stages.
Vitruvian Man?
Thank you, the Vitruvian Man. Most of the things that have anything to do with Da Vinci use that because it's very important to our knowledge of humanity. And he just sort of sits there and says, I thought it a shame that you hadn't been exposed to his thoughts. You strike me as someone who would do well with them.
And what do you see in him that you think, I would do well knowing?
He had a stoicism about him in the face of things he didn't understand, which most of us understand as fear. He took time to think them through, to explore, to discover. Curious. And I found that people who are curious on their own are very rare. And when you told me you hadn't, but I discovered that you're the type who's curious, I thought that was serendipitous, and figured it would be an honor to be the one who introduced you to his thoughts.
I thought I killed curiosity in myself a long time ago.
Trauma and pain can do that, for sure. I understand.
Yeah.
But when you've got it, it's hard to suppress it. It always comes back. And he seems to be staring at the front door of the house when he says that.
So what are we doing back here?
Oh, well, you're gonna probably stay in the car. I've got a meeting.
Are you trying to have an experience, Diarmuid?
He looks at you. I told you not long ago I'd do anything to see her again. And you said it's real. And you said it was like he was there.
It was...
I've got to see her. I've got to see him.
No.
You're not stopping me, Eden. And he opens the door and he sits on the edge and he says, if you hear me scream or you see blood, just drive. And he gets up and he looks back at you and he says, I'm sure I'll be right back. And he closes the door and he walks towards the house.
I will open the door. I'm not running after you. But Eden will say, it was real, but every part of it was real. You can't change it. It's the worst moment you can remember, and you can't change a thing. I wish I thought I could lean forward and stop him. Stop him from going in the water. And I couldn't.
He looks back, he turns back as you speak. I'm not trying to change anything. I don't think you can. But just to see them.
I won't let you do it alone then. I don't have to be in the room, but
Stay on the porch. I just don't want you to happen to you before. I don't want that to happen again. So
I will wordlessly. I will look at him, like really see probably this is the most emotional maybe he's been.
Weirdly, this moment you see him crumbling at the edges. This man who's been so stalwart and been so strong. You saw him have moments of almost hallucination or where a break seemed to happen. You've seen that before. But in this moment, he seems very present and very determined. But still, whether it's a quiver of his face or there's a desperation, a sad desperation that you have not seen in his eyes before for certain.
I'm cataloging that. And yeah, I will just shut the door and walk after him.
You step up onto the veranda surrounding this house. Something about it. I don't know, something about it doesn't seem... You've been inside, you've seen, at least you feel like you've seen at this moment, you've seen what it has to offer. There's something kind of more set. You know exactly where you're going and exactly what you're looking for now. And Diarmuid, that gives you a purpose. So you
enter the house and I close the door behind me.
I think Eden's with you, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You step into the house.
You asked me to stay on the porch, but I'm gonna push it for
Okay.
sure. Till
Okay.
you turn around and look at me to stop walking. I'll just
Yeah, I mean that's kind of he's trying to make sure he's the only one in the house.
Eden, the echoes are undeniable. This father, he's not your father, but this father who is trying for a connection that should be impossible. You're not sure if he's in his right mind, but once again you feel this echo, the way they said history doesn't repeat, but sometimes it rhymes.
I think before the door shuts, before I leave him alone in the house, I just say, I hope you see them. I hope it's worth it.
Thank you.
I'll just nod.
Shot below.
I'll be counting.
You close the door behind you, Diarmuid, and you're standing once again in the entryway of this house. You look down, the shadows seem longer, but the house is as quiet as it was when you were here a few hours earlier.
Slip out the orb.
Sure.
I don't expect anything. I'm just sort of keeping it so that if it does light up, I know.
It's the same dusky, shifty, look and feel as it normally is in this moment. Where do you go?
Diarmuid will just take the space in, and if I remember correctly, the stairs up are nearby, right? The one
They're straight ahead. Yep.
Yeah. As he walks towards them in the open area where the veranda or the stairs upward, excuse me, he'll look out and he'll speak out loud and he'll say, "I know you're here. I think I've put it together. I'm here to make a deal with you." I'm pretty sure, Memphis, that you're here, and I don't think you did this to yourself. I think maybe you started by yourself, and it got interesting, and you saw, see. But I'm here to see something. You showed everyone else, but you didn't show me. Why? Because you knew I wanted it. You knew. Well, Memphis, I think I know. And if I'm right, then you show them to me. I want to see. I've got to see them.
Your voice echoes around through the hallways and down the kitchen, into the dining room, up the rotunda, up this circular stairway, around this empty house. This house where so much death has already happened. And then you hear a sound, a clatter. Sound of glass breaking. And then a dun, 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 dun. And you see one of the portraits is sliding down the spiral staircase. One of those posters of Memphis the Great has fallen on its face. You can see already, you can hear shards of broken glass falling down the stairs as it seems to have shattered and fallen on its face, and it is now sliding, boom, 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 with dull thuds as it falls and slides down the circular staircase and rests a couple steps above the bottom. So, 24 by 36 size poster, framed, nice wooden frame, face down on the stairs near you.
Diarmuid will shake his head a bit, and there's a bit of fear that wells up inside of him, but he does the soldier thing, which is swallows it, and he confidently goes over to the poster and picks it up to see what the front of it looks like.
Flip it over and the glass is indeed cracked and broken in spots, shards. There's some sharp, you need to be careful of there's jagged shards on certain parts of the frame. This poster that has fallen and broken is a poster of Memphis from maybe 6-7 years earlier. And this one is special because it features him and his young apprentice, Harold Hawkins.
That's what I thought. All right, seems like you're ready to deal. So here's the deal. You show them to me, and I bring them to you.
Oh, Ron, I love you so much. There's a pause. As you stand at the bottom of these stairs, and you hear "Are you sure you've got everything?"
If anybody was in the room immediately, you could see the hairs on the back of Diarmuid's neck stand up, and you see him look around. Maria,
It seems to
is
be
that
coming.
you?
It seems to be coming from upstairs. It's as if this soft, very familiar, beautiful voice lilts down.
There's Maria.
I want to make sure you don't forget. I'd be ashamed if you forgot something.
I'd never forget anything, especially when you told me to remember it. I'm coming, my love, I'm coming. Kaishel! Kaishel!
Door to that guest bedroom right at the top of the stairs, the same door that Melody went through and saw that vision of her sister. That door is still ajar from the last time you were here. And that voice, that soft Irish voice, that voice you love, it shouldn't have reached your ears down at the bottom of the stairs, but you bounded up and you rushed up the stairs and you reached the doorway.
Before I throw it open, closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and it says, "It was always easier when I could be with ya. I knew what life meant. I knew what the world was." And then he throws it open. And as he does so, he says, "And then the world changed and you left." Looks into the room.
You look into this room. You're not sure what you were expecting. But you almost fall to your knees. Because you see your home. The day you were bound to leave. The hills of Ireland. The laundry hanging on the line. Son playing with a cup and ball trick in the yard.
I know you're upset at me, Maria. I know you're upset at me, but I've got to go. You know what's happening.
I know what's happening, but that doesn't mean that... Why do we have to be the ones to do something about it?
Because who else will if we don't?
I'm being selfish.
You're being my love, and I understand, but if I want there to be a world for that boy to grow up in, I cannot not answer their call of the king.
We could just leave. Who cares about the king? Who cares about... Well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't... Father, forgive me. The face of... You see this scene again, like you're a third person seeing something so intimate that you shouldn't be watching. From elsewhere on the porch outside your house, you see the scene of this husband and wife. Your own self years earlier dressed to get on a ship. And she is doing her best to keep it together.
It's as Diarmuid is seeing this, it's not like he imagined it would be. It's not hitting like he hoped it would hit him. Shoulders sort of give. And he says, "Nothing I can do, Maria, or you, or Kaishla, but I just wanted to see you one last time to tell you, because I forgot." I love you, and always will. And one day I'll be returned to you. But for now, I've got to do something. There are things out there that we never dreamed of. Well, you did. You always knew a little better than me. I love you. Think you know that.
Words. Almost as if you're providing a soundtrack to a film. You say this in this room, and you see yourself say that exact same thing years earlier. I love you. I think you know that. Like a strange photo negative, the two of you turn at the same time.
Then I'll close the door. All right, Memphis. You did your part. It's time for me to do mine.
Diarmuid, gain 1 sanity.
Oh, all right. Done.
Feeling this moment of acceptance, feeling this regret, of course, but this feeling of being unable to change what's come before.
Which, that wasn't what his goal was. He knows he can't do that.
Yeah. But just to see them again.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then he will quickly trot down the stairs and...
as you're heading towards the door, it opens for you. And you see Eden on the other side. She hasn't opened the door. It's as if the door opened for you.
Did the orb glow when that happened?
Yeah.
Purple?
Yeah.
Got everything I wanted. Yes. You see when the door opens like that, and you see him staring at the purple ball. Diarmuid sort of smiles at you, Eden, and says, "I think I figured it out. We've got to go."
I think we're gonna stop there.
Yeah.
I think that's an amazing place to stop right now. And I know it's a shorter show tonight, but wow. Oh, God. I can only punch my characters in the gut so many times tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love you. I want a longer episode, and I think that's coming. But I know because we're a little short-handed tonight, and I think these people are putting stuff together. But I think that's going to be where we end the show this evening. I love you guys. Boy, this is one of those nights when being a keeper of this game feels not great. Oh boy, sheesh. We love you all. And at the end of every episode, we like to read off the names of certain higher level patrons and the styles if they're choosing. And we've got some wonderful suggestions here tonight. I think you all should have it in your emails, your lists of things.
It is there.
Okay, great. We have some wonderful suggestions tonight, including one that I suggested myself, just because it worked too well. It was an idea that came to me, and I was like, I'm just gonna do this one. But first, we're gonna start with Team Force of Shadow. I'm sorry, Team Force of Shadow, with a suggestion from Morgan Peter Brown. Maybe perhaps inspired by real life events. Trying to come up with compliments for a friend's show that was actually really, really bad. We've all done it, at least in Los Angeles. We've all been to things that our friends are in or seen things that our friends have done, which is, where you're trying to come up with those compliments.
Lincoln,
hey guys, thanks so much for coming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Lovely.
Wow.
Hi.
I think I'm nuts, but you were up there under those lights.
I was.
Yeah.
You hit that blocking. Wow.
Yes, I did.
And
Thank you.
Was Idaho Judd also in that?
No. That's Abracadabra. He's great though. He does kind of look like Idaho Judd, I guess, now that you mention it.
Well, I was gonna say you abracadabred it, so I think that pun there.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about that music by Gateway Guy? Wasn't that like he's a really interesting avant-garde musician?
I heard it.
It felt very new. It felt very modern.
Oh yeah,
It felt
very modern.
but it also felt like maybe he put it together on a Gateway computer. I'm just saying. That's
Yeah, it was very wow, you went
90s
there.
retro. Yeah.
90s retro.
Uh-huh. It
Yeah.
totally, you know what, Morgan? It totally was not a fail waffle.
No.
Thank you, because actually one of the critical reviews in the newspaper did say it was a fail waffle, and I think that to me feels a little like a compliment, but
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Through trial and tribulation, and when you're performing in something that might not be ready just yet, it's definitely a different feeling than this.
It's not every day you really get to do a readaptation of Shakespeare's Coriolanus written by the Black Hikari. I mean, we really had to take this opportunity.
That was such
you really pushed it to the Lincoln break, you really pushed it.
That was such an interesting way to pronounce Gateway Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a dramaturg?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
It was the director's 6-year-old son.
Oh, yeah, that makes
Explains that, yeah.
He did a job. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, well, come back next weekend because we're doing the full 6-hour version.
Oh, no thanks. I'm out of town.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be out of town at my mom's dentist. So
Yeah, I'm getting my eyebrows done.
Mhm.
That was Team Force of Shadow. Hey,
Yeah, thank God.
I have a cat causing trouble off camera. What are you doing? Sorry.
I saw her earlier
Just wants your
clawing at
attention.
I have a kitten at home and she wants attention. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Team Force of Shadow. And with our suggestion from Team Force of Light, we have a suggestion from Idaho Judd, which is a Casey Kasem type radio DJ counting down the top 10 hits of the week.
Oh God, Casey Kasem.
I was born in 1998.
I was gonna say, wait a minute. Okay, does Lexi
How
know
many
Casey
of us actually
Kasem?
know? Yeah, who Casey Kasem is. I'm old enough.
Casey Kasem.
That was
DJ radio.
Tuo Mask at number 11. We've Tuo Mask coming to in hot, moving up 3 spots the roster this week. But I've got a letter here from Mr. Unbearably. It's an unbearably loquacious letter, and but Mr. Braba writes,
Just jewels. That's all I want. I just want a bunch of jewels. Could you play any song by Jewel?
any song by Jewel. You got it. You're lucky because at number 10, it is Ghostbusters Quick Response Unit by our favorite Alaskan songstress. That's right, it's Jewel.
Just Jewel.
Just Jules. I was there for you. You remember the B-side off of the I Was There For You album, Ghostbusters Quick Response Unit? Yep.
Not one of her most popular, but you know what? We're going to put it in there for you. And after that, we have the brand new Fenderill song,
Ooh.
Angel Devilson. So stay tuned. We'll be getting
Tearing
there
up the
shortly.
charts. That's right. I heard Angel Devilson actually, it was Fenderill who won that competition, Festive Life Preserver. You might know them. It's the offshoot of America's Got Talent. They call it Festive Life Preserver.
Yeah, that's definitely what they call it. See, Stevie, it is every Sunday. Right after the dungeon speedrun.
We got a caller in right now. It's City Race and Go from Madison, Wisconsin. Hey, City Race and Go, what's going on? What do you want to hear?
Well, unfortunately, like, my boyfriend just broke up with me, but
We've all been there, sister.
I know. The problem is that I think that his unbearably loquacious demeanor is just like, maybe I should have seen it as a red flag before then, and I'm just wondering,
Yeah.
you know,
Definite red flag immediately.
Well, here's the good news. Stay tuned for Loveline as soon as we finish counting off the top 10 hits of the week, because Dr. Drew and whoever else hosted Loveline are going to be here to answer all of your unbearably loquacious boyfriend problems. I'm Casey Kasem. This has been the top 10 Team Force of Light hits of the week.
Oh my god.
I felt like I
Somebody
just
who took a
watched.
turn.
I mean, wow.
Dr. Drew.
I feel like I
Yeah.
just watched a documentary. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you
Nice.
did. Yeah.
I don't know what that
Life
was.
in
That
the
was.
Stone Age.
I feel like half our audience is not going to have any idea what just happened in the last 2 minutes.
For sure not.
It's okay. We're together. We're together in this.
Did I say 2-0 mask? 2-0 mask at number 1.
I'm holding hands with chat. I'm holding hands with chat.
Oh, thank you, friends. Phew, boy, we'll be back next week. What an episode! I love this cast, and this was a toughie. But it's this game anyway.
What do you mean?
Heidi, what do you mean? We're all losing our minds. But we love you, and we will see you real soon. We're gonna do a short rest, so patrons, patreon.com/adungeonrun, check it out, and we'll see you next week. Until then, humankind, be both.
Be both.
Bye, friends.